Hey, what's up, and welcome to live.besttechy.net, the place where we talk tech, answer your tech questions, and everything technology related. I want to talk a little bit about Microsoft and the future of Microsoft, where I think they're going, how they're going to get there, and what I think they need to do in order to compete in the field that they want to really compete in. First of all, Microsoft with Windows 7, and we're going to do a lot more talking about Windows 7 in the coming weeks, up until the release, obviously, and probably do a review eventually. But when Microsoft is releasing Windows 7, and especially the public beta, which is supposed to come out in January or so, and then they're saying a release date of June, which is pretty soon. So, what I think Microsoft really needs to focus on here is making sure that they improve. And based on what I've seen, I've actually played a little bit with Windows 7 so far. Improve the user stability, user performance, and experience. Improve performance, stability, and reliability, and make it so it runs on netbooks. Netbooks is going to be a key factor for Microsoft here on Windows 7. The future is the web, as a lot of people have realized. The web is really starting to take over a lot of the applications that we commonly work with for collaboration and productivity, things like that. Microsoft, I also think, should focusing on the web should move Office and their software plus service model to the web. Provide a free version of Office for students and maybe home users, even if it's ad supported. Then have businesses pay a per user basis, or however they have to work it out in terms of the licensing agreement, sort of like a Google Apps type licensing agreement, like per user or per subscription or whatever. That could be worked out between Microsoft and the company. So, what I really think is that if Microsoft does that, plus in terms of search, they need to focus on Yahoo before they focus on Google. Flat out, it's that simple. Focus on Yahoo. Yahoo's in the tailspin right now. They're going like this. If Microsoft focuses on obtaining the number 2 spot, then they can focus on Google, the number 1 spot. They need to hop over Yahoo before they can hop over Yahoo and Google. So that's what they need to do. I think if they implement features such as the search wiki, I think that'll really help drive people. But they need to prove that their results are just as relevant and just as good. And using cashback rewards isn't going to cut it. It's just not. It's kind of like begging people to come and use our service. We'll pay you to do it. It's not. People aren't going to do that if it's not going to help them. So I think they need to innovate and create ideas and services that build on top of the search. Additionally, in order to help prove that their search is relevant and worthy of being used, they should integrate it into the applications such as Windows 7 and Office, so you can search your documents and files all over the web to really help prove that their search it works. It's good. So that's one way I think they can do it. Additionally, for the Zune, the mobile market is something that they need to focus on. And first of all, the Zune is a good MP3 player. It works. I prefer the iPod, but if the Zune, they changed the colors of it, they made it more vibrant, and they made it stand out. It called attention to itself. Change the colors. The current colors are dull. No one pays attention to it. Make them nice and colorful. That's first. Second, launch a huge campaign targeted towards the younger audiences who want to be purchasing your product. I read that like 84% of high school students who plan on their next MP3 player would be an iPod if they can buy one. So they need to focus on really targeting the younger audience, making it stand out, launch a campaign, things like that. What else? What else can they do? They need to focus on the benefits of the Zune. Now they have the Zune Social, the Zune Pass, even as an FM tuner. They should really focus on marketing those ideas and focus on tying everything together with Windows 7 and use Windows 7 as a platform to build out against. Look, if Microsoft has success with Windows 7, if Windows 7 comes out and it's a success, which I think it has a good chance of being, based on what I've seen so far, it's very fast, doesn't require a lot of resources, which is why I think the netbook is an important factor for Microsoft. Microsoft needs Windows 7 to run on a netbook flawlessly. It needs to be battery conservative. It needs to It needs to be fast. It needs not to require a lot of resources, and that's everything a netbook requires. So between that and then having Windows 7 on that netbook, and then branching out from there, focusing on Yahoo and not Google, that'll really benefit them. Anyway, I'm curious to know what you guys think. Send me your opinions. Leave a comment on the blog or in the YouTube channel. I'll get back to you. And of course, this has been live.besttechnet. We'll see you next time. And remember, take care of your computers. And I would check out Windows 7 public beta in January if you can.